How are you? How are you? Well, the other day, Rafa, a patient of mine at the clinic in Las Tablas, he informed me about his appointment delay due to severe sciatica in his left leg. He asked for advice on relieving it until his clinic visit. And he was asking me what he could do to alleviate it until he could come to the clinic to see us. He then asked me a series of questions, which I answered with a proposal of exercises. And it went very well. So I told him, well, look, let's make a video and leave it here for everyone to watch, as it can surely help many of you. The important thing is that in his case, the sciatica or pain went down to the left leg. But that really is not very relevant since it can go to the right as well. So if your pain is sciatica to the right leg, the video can be done in exactly the same way. The video can be done exactly the same, but changing the leg and changing the side of the exercises. And the first question you asked me is how to remove the sciatic nerve pain in the left leg. So here I am going to tell you about two possible cases. The first case is going to be that the pain stays in the knee. That is to say that it goes through the back of the thigh and stays in the knee. In the second case, the pain can extend to the calf or even travel to the sole of the foot. It originates from the vantage point. The approach of the exercises is going to be a little different if it is up to the knee or if it is up to the end of the leg. Let's go with the exercises for the first case, that we are supposing that the pain does not go beyond the knee, that it stays in this area here. Then surely has been provoked by an irritation either of the gluteus or of the piriformis. So what are we going to do? The first exercise, we are going to take a tennis ball or a ball that is a little bit hard. It doesn't have to be a tennis ball. And we are going to place it in the gluteus, more or less in the middle. From here, to generate a little bit of stretching of the piriformis, what we're going to do is cross the leg over the other leg, and we're going to do this over the other one, and we're going to do this massage doing lateral passes. It is normal that it bothers a little bit, but it should not be a very intense pain. We are going to make these lateral passes. We will stay in that position for a short while and then move further upwards, focusing on the gluteus area while performing the same actions. A little minute generating these passes to alleviate the tension that could be irritating our hyperiotic nerve and initiate the process of relief. Second exercise we're going to do from here, same position, very easy. We're going to leave our ball over there, and we are going to take the leg and we are going to cross it over the other leg. And now with the hand on this side, we're going to increase the torsion, while with the other hand we're going to rotate the trunk. And here we are going to maintain 30 seconds. Do as much strength as you can bear the pain here. It doesn't have to be painful, but it has to be a little bit uncomfortable. And we are going to hold here about 30 or 40 seconds. All the stretching sensation in the gluteal musculature. And we're going to tie it in with a piriformis stretch. And we're going to bend this. And from here, what we're going to do is we're going to try to put our leg, keep our knee pointed in the right direction, aiming for the lowest possible position, towards the floor. We're going to hold it there. You're going to feel a stretching sensation throughout this area. And we're going to hold it for 30 or 40 seconds as well. And then we will proceed with the remaining stretches. We will perform each stretch twice. Third exercise for our case, that the pain does not go down from the knee. We are going to do hip rotations. Why? Because the piriformis is a muscle that participates in the rotation. And if you are having pain generated by it, you probably don't have it very far back. You probably don't have it very well, and it's not going to do you any good to work it. So what are we going to do? We are going to place ourselves in this position of 90 to 90, which means 90 degrees here, 90 degrees here, and we're going to switch to the opposite. We're going to turn here, turn here, turn here, turn here, turn here, and 90, 90. We're going to do these hip rotations. Rotations 10 times, rest a little bit, and repeat. Then we're going to do 2 sets of 10 of this exercise, which is known as 90 to 90 because of the degrees of angulation of the knee. And it is going to be very good for us to the rotation of the hip a little bit. And now we go with the second group, the second case, which is to imagine that the pain does go down from the knee and reaches the calf or even towards the foot. The first thing we are going to do is to look for mobility in the entire lumbar spine, because in principle the problem is going to be there. In principle the irritation of the nerve is going to be there. Then we are going to place ourselves in this quadruped position, and what we are going to do is generate downward curvature as much as we can of the lumbar spine, and then upward curvature as much as we can. The normal thing is that as you do the movement, you will go a little bit further and further. Then the interesting thing would be to take advantage of that range of movement that we are generating. If you cannot do it, you can also do it lying on your back. Try to arch your lumbars upwards and downwards, but if you can, better in the quadruped position. And downward, but if you can, better in the quadruped position. Second exercise we are going to do, we're going to combine the methane wizard position, which is going to be this position here, where we're going to stick our buttocks to our heels, and from here, we're going to hold this stretching position. And then we're going to combine it with going into the cobra position, which is basically is going to be to come over here. If you're too comfortable here and you're doing really well, you might even move into this position. But if you're in a lot of pain, it's normal that here you are already generating decompression of the spine, and it suits you very well. So we repeat it. We are going to move on to the methane magician, which would be this position towards the cobra, which would be this one. And we are going to do this transition 10 times. We rest a little bit, and then we do it 10 more times. Third exercise for the pain that does go past the knee. You see me in this position a little bit weird. It's because we're going to use the couch. The couch. We take advantage of the fact that we have this sofa that has a drop here. If not on the bed, we could do it the same way. On the edge, increasing the curvature with a towel. What are we going to do? We are going to support the lower part of the belly, increasing the curvature of the spine in this position. And from here, you can use a towel to make it slide better. What we are going to do is slide until we stretch the leg out. Right, come back. We're going to do this slide 10 or 15 times. The normal thing is that you feel good doing it. The normal thing is that it is pleasant. And let's also experiment with the neck, that it goes down. I do it this way so that you can hear me well with the microphone, but the ideal would be to do it here. And we do 10 or 15 slides. We rest and we would repeat it 2 or 3 series depending on how well you have sat down. And I've mentioned exercises for one case that doesn't go past the knee and for another that does go all the way down. And this is what we are going to do now. We are going to do it in either one of them because it is going to be good for us. It is going to be a neurodynamic mobilization of the Asian nerve. I'm going to show it to you with the right, which is going to look a little better on camera. However, if the pain is on the left side, perform the action using the left side. What we are going to do is to collapse down. We're going to tuck our head down, and we're going to take the leg and we're going to raise it upwards. Surely if you possess an Asian associate, raise up your spirits. When you go this way, you start to feel a lot of tension. So what we're going to do is we're going to reach the point of tension and go down a little bit. And then what we're going to do is we're going to match the movement of the head with the movement of the foot. When facing downward, the head points down. When the foot touches the ground and the head faces skyward, the foot will go up. Here we are going to do 2 or 3 series of 10 or 15 mobilizations. And it doesn't have to hurt while we do it. If it hurts, what we have to do is to bend the knee a little bit more so that there is not so much tension. And we would do here. This mobilization, as I said, 10 or 15 times in 2 or 3 sets. And the next question that my patient Rafa asked me is, what does the pain of the aesthetic on the left side mean? The reality is that whether the pain goes to the left or to the right simply indicates which side the injury is on. Whether it is a spinal injury, as in this case, even if it is on the right, this right here is most likely a hernia. Therefore, what you observe is the nerve root. In this case, it doesn't touch, but if the herniation were to touch the nerve root, it would cause the pain to radiate down the leg, reaching the calf or extending all the way to the foot. For the gluteal muscles, it's the gluteal nerve. Gluteal musculature, it would be the nerve. When it comes this way, the one that is irritating the whole nerve, and we would have the pain towards the leg, but whether it's to the left or to the right, simply indicates the side towards which the lesion is. It has no special implication either for treatment or resolution. The other question he asked me was, how do you identify if the leg pain is from the aesthetic nerve? If we experience neural or nerve pain, our response should be immediate. It is going to be a pain generally of sudden onset, a very sharp, very strong, very incapacitating pain, and that generally is going to hurt us more in certain postures. In this case, if the spine is involved in positions in which we flex the spine, if the gluteus is more involved, in positions in which we contract the muscle, for example, when walking or sitting. In addition, there are sensations that usually have type burning, electrical type, perhaps tingling sensations, lack of sensitivity. If it is a muscular pain, it generally only bothers when we move that muscle. When it is a neural pain, it is a much more general pain, much more extended towards all the range of root of this nerve. Then if it is a pain that has appeared very suddenly, it is very strong. And it is very constant, you do not have positions of much relief and so on, it is probably nerve pain, in this case of aesthetic nerve. In any case, the sharp pain you're experiencing now will dissipate soon. It is normal that in a few days begins to subside and become more tolerable. And the last question that Rafa, my patient, told me is, what should you not do if you have sciatica? As we mentioned previously, sciatica is nerve irritation. It occurs either at the gluteal or lumbar level, depending on whether it extends beyond the knee. If it doesn't extend to the leg, pain is felt at the level of the lower back. Then what we have to do is to avoid all the gestures that increase the pain. Gestures that increase the pain. Why? Because if we are irritating the nerve, the problem is going to go to more instead of going to less. In fact, some of the exercises that we have done are aimed at decompressing and relieving that nerve compression. So, anything that generates a lot of pain, especially if it goes down the leg, we have to avoid. That said, we are going to leave you below linked a few videos because there are many exercises that we can do for sciatica. Then we are going to leave you to complete the information in the video. If you found the information helpful, kindly leave a positive like. If you have any comments, we are always here to help and will do our best to clear any doubts. Don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell icon. You will be notified of the videos that we are uploading every week. As is customary, we bid farewell and anticipate our future encounter.